I tell you the worst part. I tell you the worst part about it.
He has it in for Dublin. You know and I know, and he knows that we know. Right? Who's that up there? Yes, up the back of the blue shirt. How are you?
I was talking to two young kids there last Sunday morning, and they don't want to wear headgear and all the stuff that protects them. He said it's not macho. I'd like you to emphasise that the kids to wear all the headgear they can, because it could danger their whole life. And the GAA has a lot to offer all these kids, but if they don't wear the headgear, they could be damaged for life.
They're going to get their heads bent. Yeah. Who else had a hand up? Yes, sir, in the pullover. How are you doing? That's you.
Yeah, with all the Irish people around the world now, Joe, do you ever foresee the day when there'll be a Gaelic Games World Cup?
Well, certainly our international dimension is very important to us, and when I spoke about that sense of place and pride of race, the association internationally has played a significant role for our immigrants and our expatriates who are living all over the world. Just today we heard of the games, the Asian Games in Taiwan. Recently Jack Boothman had an invitation to Dubai for Irish games that were run in association with the Dubai Classic, the Dubai horse race. And obviously there is a tremendous growth now, and in North America we have an increasing number of immigrants who are not going to the traditional Irish, shall we say, ghettos or Irish cities of New York, Chicago, Boston. They're spreading out all over the world. And it was my great pleasure to be present at the North American Championship finals last year in Boston, where you had players from Florida, Phoenix, also Los Angeles, San Francisco, and some of these bringing home the honours. So I'm very encouraged by the increasing emphasis on the underage programs that I'm seeing taking off. And one of our games development officers has actually gone over to San Francisco to examine their underage program.
GAA in Arizona?
Yes, indeed.
Did we ever think we'd live to see the day? Where was that young... Yeah, hello. How are you doing?
Question about refereeing, would you have a look at that? It seems to be difficult to apply the rules from one game to another, and it seems to lead to a bit of confusion among the players, especially around tackling and that. Yeah,
well, that's something I highlighted in the formation, in fact, of my National Football Development Committee last weekend, where we spoke about a committee that would examine, in conjunction with the other central committees that are involved in discipline, that we would examine our disciplinary structures and also, indeed, the current status of refereeing. And we have a National Referees Committee, but I am supplementing that with some of the greatest expertise that we have had over the years. And again, we're going to be reviewing the situation, monitoring, and ensuring that the structures are working throughout the counties. And that was my greatest fear, perhaps, that they may not be, and concentrating the minds of county boards in particular on the need and the necessity to recruit and train referees properly. So that's certainly
When did you get TB, Joe?
1979, Gay. It was in between the All-Ireland... well, I'm not quite sure when exactly I contracted.
Was that sudden?
It was. Well, the suddenness of, shall we say, I played an All-Ireland semi-final against Cork, and we defeated Cork. And then the following day, actually, I felt as if I had a very, very bad cold and flu, and I can remember well people coming to me at the time. I was captain of the team, seeking interviews, and I just wasn't able to even get up from bed. But the week before, I had a fitness test to play in the '79 All-Ireland final, and whilst not feeling well, I think I was encouraged to play, and it was a big thing at the time, and perhaps fitness tests weren't as comprehensive and exacting as they are now. So I managed to get through the All-Ireland final, and whilst I played reasonably well, I wouldn't say in any way that I played badly or I played very well, and possibly disappointing because I had been playing very well earlier in the season. But 3 weeks later I collapsed in a dressing room in an Oireachtas semi-final, and it took some time to actually diagnose that I had TB. But the amazing thing the doctors felt at the time was how I had managed to get through an All-Ireland 70 minutes without having actually fallen or...
And how long did it take to clear this up?
It was I was 9 months out of work at the time, and I just actually made it back in time for the historic year of 1980. I think sympathy may have played more of a role than anything else in that.
Right, Joe. Yeah, phone call, yes. Line 1, Dennis. Right, hello, line 1.
Hello, Gay.
Hi.
Yes, I'd just like to ask the new president of the GAA what he's going to do for the women involved in camogie. My daughters all play camogie, but yet they can't belong to their local GAA club. Women are not allowed to be members. So I'd like to know what he's going to do for that.
Disgraceful. Will we organise a campaign?
I think we should, yes.
Absolutely.
Well, this is something that I'm very conscious of myself, and again, not alone in my past year as President-elect travelling around the country, but seeing the increasing number of women who are getting involved in administrative level and at coaching level within our association at the moment. I set up last weekend an increased participation committee involving women and men to examine this very point and to encourage more women to become involved in all aspects of our association, and also for us as an organisation to examine our relationship with Camogie and with ladies Gaelic football. So hopefully we will have some recommendations coming through, and that we will have a more positive image in relation to the involvement of women within our organisation.
He says he's going to do something.
I would like to think so.
Well done. Thank you for calling. Thanks for joining in. What about soccer in Croke Park, Joe? When are we going to have a soccer game in Croke Park? Well, that's what I want to know. You're supposed to be a GAA man. How dare you applaud that?
Well, I think it's quite clear that I suppose in my 3 years I don't think it's going to be on the agenda, because the FAI are contracted to the IRFU at Lansdowne Road until the year 2006. But in practical terms, and being very pragmatic about it, obviously we're in a very competitive world with regard to sports and seeking the hearts and minds of young people. And one of the great advantages that we have as an organisation is the fact that we have provided, through careful husbandry of our own finances over many, many years, created not alone Croke Park, but the many other facilities that we have throughout the country. So perhaps the biggest problem for us as an organisation in this particular aspect is the relaxation of our rules with regard to that. And then how that is perceived down throughout the country, where we have a very competitive stage going on. I would also highlight the fact that Croke Park, as it is, just taking the past 2 years, has been overexposed, as it is indeed, to our own games. We had 86 match days in Croke Park last year compared to 26 in Lansdowne Road, Murrayfield 19. So unfortunately we are now in the situation, due to the overuse, that we will have to direct ourselves towards perhaps cutting back on our own activities within the park.
That's a better reason. That's a better reason. Because, as you know and I know, and you know that I know, that it's an anti-Brit thing, isn't it now? You don't want English soccer in Croke Park, Joe.
No.
You don't want English soccer in Croke Park.
Let me put it bluntly to you, Gay. In fairness, we have tremendous admiration for though anybody involved. Anybody involved in voluntary sports. It's something that, well, you can stir around if you wish. I'm very proud of our sports, what we have done over many, many years, contributing to the communities, the counties, the facilities. So I think it's one of the great advantages that we have. In the very competitive world, there are very few other advantages that we do have, and I do think that primarily our organisation is involved in providing facilities for our own games.
We would
love to see more Camogie and more ladies football in Croke Park.
Did you enjoy your stint on Galway radio, by the way?
I did indeed, yes.
Did you do it all Australia?
Oh no, it was Galway Bay FM, the local radio was set up in '89, charting the voyage of independent local radio at the time.
Did you interview Jack Charlton, in fact?
I did indeed, yes. It was one of my scopes at that time, and I can well remember being ordained and ordered by my employers to try, when many, many people had failed, because I think it was one of those rest weeks that he had taken in Galway, and he was into fishing, and he was down by the Salmon Weir, and word filtered through to me. I knew that he was staying with a great friend of mine, Martin Curtins and Anne Curtins, in their well-appointed guest house by the Weir, by Mordens the Weir. So I contacted Martin. He told me, well, look, I'll pick you up, we'll go down and see how things are going. So we went down. He had a very bad day fishing in the Weir, and rather gruffly he said to Martin, call to me in Mordens the Weir later on this evening, we might do something. So I arrived at the appointed time around 10 o'clock. It was the same evening. He was in a rush because Manchester United were playing the European Cup Winners' Cup final, so he was rushing back to see that. So he was obviously very buoyed up by the fact that they had won. He had enjoyed the hospitality of Mordens the Weir.
That helps.
That helped very much. So we got into a back room and we did a rather comprehensive interview of about 3/4 of an hour or so. And then at the end, my employers had asked me, and we were at this stage creating little promos of personalities who would come into the area. Let's say I'm Joe Bloggs. When I'm in the west of Ireland, I'd like to listen. I always listen to Galway Bay FM. So I asked Jack at this stage, had the audacity to ask him, well, Jack, you know, this has happened and we've got many personalities. I don't know, he says. I got into trouble in Dublin about that, he said. So, well, Paul McGrath did it a fortnight ago for us, I said. Paul McGrath, he says? Well, if you got Paul McGrath to do it, he says, you're a better man than I thought. So I'll do it, so I'll have a go, he said. So he had a go, and he said, I'm Jack Charlton, and when I'm in Galway, I listen to Galway radio. I'm sorry, Jack, I said, it's Galway Bay FM. Okay, he says, getting rather irritable at this stage. I'm Jack Charlton, and when I'm in Galway, the west of Ireland, I listen to Galway FM. I'm very, very sorry, Jack, I said, but it's actually Galway Bay FM. So he got up, very irritable at this stage, irascible, and he said, he got through it, he just blurted it out, and then turned on his heel and turned around. Hey, son, he says, I must have been drunk to do that, and shot out the door. But I was happy. At the time, 98 FM were running Galway Radio, and Dennis O'Brien was happy, and Jeff O'Brien
You're
was
very lucky he didn't tell you precisely what to do with Galway Bay FM and what you could do with your Weir and Morans and everything else. All right. Will you stay with us, Joseph? You will. All right. Good to meet you, and congratulations, and good luck to you on your presidency. Joe McDonagh staying with us. We'll take a break. Come back to us after.
The virtues of wheat appeal to me. What attracts, don't laugh, is its purity. It has so much to give for life as it's lived. And because wheat's the only thing in shredded wheat, I'm sure that's what's kept me so innocent and sweet.
Shredded wheat is made only from 100% pure whole wheat, simply shredded and baked till it's crisp, golden...
And very tasty.
Shredded wheat in bite size. There's only wheat in shredded wheat.
After such a busy day, I'll enjoy a Jacob's Kimberley.
I don't think so.
Nobody beats Don Store's better value, better savings, like 7 kilo bag of potatoes, 98 pence, save 177. Spring cabbage, 19 pence, save 26 pence. And 1.5 kilo net of oranges, 79 pence, save 60 pence. At Don Store's, where better value beats them all every day.
Visa is the card accepted for more transactions worldwide. It's always useful for the big things in life and for the small things. Visa, making life easier.
Over 4 million smokers worldwide have used Nicotinell, the 24-hour nicotine patch program that gradually weans you off your craving for cigarettes. If you're determined to give up, it needn't be helped with Nicotinell.
There's a new toothpaste that cleans so deep it will leave your mouth feeling incredible. New Colgate Sensation Deep Clean releases oxygen bubbles. Its revolutionary formula helps remove plaque hidden deep. Nothing feels like new Colgate Sensation Deep Clean.
Last month's winner in the Lions giveaway was Tony Lamb, Smithborough, County Monaghan.
Tony, congratulations, well done. Here's the keys of your new car.
Thank you very much. That's brilliant.
Keep sending my minstrels. You too could be a winner.
Extra quality, extra flavor, Lions quality tea.
Well, that's what I call a perfect cup of tea.
Welcome back. Joe McDonagh is with us, and my next guest is living in London, but he's from Northern Ireland, Craigavon to be specific, and he's written all of the songs and performed all of the songs and co-produced all of the songs on his debut album, which is called, believe it or not, The Invisible History of the Black Celt. That's what it's called, The Invisible History of the Black Celt. And the album was produced with the help of a major record company, which is very unique insofar as Warner Records backed the album prior to hearing any of the songs. And that is kind of unusual in the music business, coming from an emerging artist. Anyway, he has a track for us called Freedom from Craigavon and London. Would you welcome, please, Martin O'Casili. Martin O'Casili.
Over there somewhere, deep in the hills of your
comfortable, counting the seconds till you're ready to speak to her. Her name has crossed all the seas, been spoken by everyone, often cherished in secret by those of us downtrodden. Her name is forbidden in Babylon. No amount of money can buy us about to locate. No gun can secure her position. No government can offer her safety. No law can be passed that forbids our belief in her fragile existence. Her name is freedom.
We have recently compiled a report, an extensive report with regard to this subject, and surprisingly, it may surprise you, but I think we were all aware of the fact that the players themselves are not that interested in the pay-for-play situation. The self-respect, if you wish, of being treated as people whose contribution to the games is respected by expenses being paid promptly and on time, and obviously the other
good expenses.
Yes, obviously, and the other area of the endorsement of products and other off-field activity, they are currently being explored. But we have a special congress coming up about that, so I think that
I wouldn't have thought actually payment was the prime thing. I wouldn't have thought.
No, it's not, because I mean we would all agree, and I think players, everybody agrees, that with the voluntary ethos that underpins our association's activities, that would suddenly be wiped away. And we're cognizant of the fact, and have indeed been in discussions with IRFU in particular, and members of the IRFU, and certainly they're feeling the pressure. And I think that as an organisation that has contributed so much through that voluntary commitment, it would suddenly wipe away all of that if we went into the professional arena.
Did you ever play GAA hurling or football?
No. I was a sprinter and a long jumper. That's what I did. I was the junior All-Ireland triple jump and long jump champion.
Get away.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I was 14. You were 14. Triple jump and long jump.
Triple jump and long jump.
And are you fit now?
Well, you know, I like a drop of Guinness and a smoke roll of tobacco now. So there's our long one behind me.
I see. You couldn't run for the bus now, I suppose.
Well, I'd give it a good go. I usually can catch a bus. So I'm not that bad.
Okay, look at that.
My brother, though. My brother used to be the All-Ireland super heavyweight amateur boxing champion. That's him.
That guy there.
That's my brother.
How could you miss him? Right, I suppose. Was that your brother?
Yeah.
And he was what? Tell me that again.
He was the All-Ireland super heavyweight boxing champion, amateur boxing champion. That's right.
Was he? Very good. So, don't muck about with my brother.
Don't mess with my brother.
Absolutely. Right. That's right. You travel in pairs where you go. Listen, you see that? Tipperary water. It's a little spray of nice, pure Tipperary water. Why am I showing that to you? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we introduced Tipperary water, natural mineral water, on our Enterprise show many years ago.